Hello there. Once again I changed the background here in my home studio. Wonder how many times I'm gonna do that. Probably as many times as I've been rebuilding my camera rig. Or maybe that should just be my thing, that every time I do a new video I have a different background. Well, maybe not. Anyway, we're not gonna talk about my backgrounds or my home setup, not yet at least. Today we're gonna talk about you buying your first camera. A question I get quite often from friends and people around me when they hear I work as a photography is, what camera should I buy? Or maybe, hey, I saw this Sony camera model 3X7. I saw it was like really good. Should I buy that? It's the best camera. Should I buy it? Well, matter of fact, it doesn't matter what camera you're buying. But if you're serious into getting into photography, you should definitely, one, buy a camera with interchangeable lenses. I would recommend anyone to buy a full frame or an APS-C sensor camera. I would recommend them to buy the best camera they could afford and a camera that are in the size where they know they're going to bring that camera with them at many places. If you buy a too big camera, the risk is that you're not going to bring it with you. If you buy a small camera, well, you could bring it with you easily, and you can always make that camera bigger by adding stuff onto it. However, it's not about what you're going to add on the camera and stuff like that. It's what camera you should buy. Well, it doesn't matter if it's 10 years, 12 years, 15 years old, or if it was newly released. I would, however, recommend you to try to get a mirrorless camera. Mostly because that allows you to use older lenses, vintage lenses that you could buy pretty cheap, get a lot of character in the image, but you have to focus them manually. But, there is a big but. I like big butts! If you don't know anything about photography, it is gonna be a little bit over your top. So you got a camera, and the question is, what lens should you buy? Well, buy a lens with autofocus that is 50mm. A prime lens, so to say. And the reason why you want to buy a prime lens and not a zoom, where you could, by turning a wheel, you're changing what the camera sees. You're kind of zooming into the image. The reason why you should not buy this to start with is because what people generally associate with photography and photos nowadays is some way like blurry backgrounds, and a shallow depth of field. And you get those possibilities with a prime lens. It's also pretty small, and it's very light sensitive, which is going to give you the possibility to make images where the light condition is not so strong, like in dark rooms and stuff like that. And with the prime lens, you're kind of going to start exploring photography in a different way than you would do if you could just zoom in and stuff like that. You kind of have to start thinking of what you want in your picture, because if you're too close, then you can't just zoom out. You have to move backwards or forwards or whatever you want. So it's gonna make you a little bit more active. So pretty simple. Buy a small camera with interchangeable lenses that you could carry with you everywhere, and just start to use it. Do you have a question related to creating images, still images, moving images, photography, filmmaking? Well, post that question in the comment below, and it might be your question that I'm making a video about and answering your question specifically in a video. And if you don't want to miss that out, I could recommend you to subscribe, and I could also recommend you to click that bell icon so you get notification every time I release a new video. Do that if you want to see more of this content. Thanks for watching.